to Baghdad, how your etheric connections were all distorted, that the planet was not a planet, it was a simulation, it was in the wrong realm because China and your Mason Illuminati, who have been running your planet through false representation with no soul, set up for you. So currently, the first part of it, now the reason I'm telling everyone this is because it is the astronomy. Everybody's finally talking about astronomy. Great. I'm your astronomist. We're made by all of y'all. Astronomy is not something you can learn. Astronomy is innate. It's inside your DNA. It's connected to all of us. It has to do with your body. It has to do with your reality. It has to do with your RNA, your DNA. It has to do with how that lines up in order to create your reality. And if you think that your reality is the same as it was in 2001, or how about 1991, and if you firmly believe that the world is the way it was back then you can click off my channel now and stop acting like you care. What's happening over here is that Rex James Birch, my son, has been fully taken over now. Now I'm his mother, so and there's a reason I'm his mother. Now all of this is getting proved in your astronomy, and why I'm telling all of you this is because this is how it's playing out, because we've undone your story. We've undone every single curse down here, but it's still playing out. It's all playing out right now. Is Virgo. You got Virgo coming on. You got Leo. You got the moon in Leo right now. You got Venus coming through Leo. What, you think that's just what? It's coming to Regulus. Right now, if you're in the game, welcome to court. You made it to the Titanic. You're on the Titanic. Congratulations. You're on the Titanic. Who's these motherfuckers think they run this place? See? According to the Titanic, I am the well, actually, according to that log, I'm the ocean. I'm all the coral underneath it. My CavMing family is your ship. Our children are all of your gold, jewels, diamonds that you believe are yours, and you think that they're nothing but that your astronomy is proving you wrong right there. They have changed my, so first of all, this just needs to be documented. Christopher Don Birch, Wanda Birch, Stephens Birch. That family is key connected into all the Cook families, 100. They've got Elisa on him right now. My ex-husband has done everything in his power throughout since I met him in order to bring me down, stole my company, had me set up, has tried to get me thrown in jail, tracked me all over Las Vegas during a divorce. It was a $100,000 divorce. He weaseled his way out of all of that shit, left me in the dirt. Then all of a sudden I'm getting bankrupt. Then all of a sudden I'm getting murdered. Then all of a sudden I got a bohey back on me and I lost my ovary. Then all of a sudden now 2017 happens and I'm having to replant the world because I activated and I didn't know what was going on because I didn't know I was a super soldier and all this. Everybody around me did. Everybody around me did my whole entire existence. Y'all all killed me 7 times. I've been saying it over here. Well, what I'm telling you is that even Martha Ginsel and Al Ginsel have talked to my son now, Rex James Birch, and I'm not allowed to have his phone number. And what Martha just told me, because I'm just concerned about my son's well-being, we didn't have an argument. Nothing happened. And in fact, Chris Birch moved my son into a house that he wasn't even going to give me the address for. And it is a mock of a Rothschild murder house. And when you turned on CERN, right before and while me being who I am and having the crimson worm that has been in a military compound of some sense run by your NATO since the existence of what you call time down here, and since none of whatever believed it. See, but this is also Virgo flyers. We're underneath my sun. None of this is gonna stick. We're just all walking through these new houses. Yeah, LA, it needs to stop. None of it's gonna stick. Y'all are insane. This was antimatter. This is the end of days. I'm your Latter-day Saint. I done channeled all y'all's dead people. I'm not your shadow anymore, and neither is my son. But according to Martha Ginsel, I'm not allowed to have any contact, and according to them, Maggie, which is his, because he's on the Vine. He's at Vine in Plano. I'm sorry. Plano, you mean NOLA? You mean New Orleans? You mean where you hit me with the car and spun the collective energy and domed it over Texas, over 121, and you made an Ottoman Empire gate, and then you called it the $59 billion mile, and then J.C. Penney's was the only thing that was on there with Beale Bank across the street. However, Andy Beale is the one that has the connections to Kingman, Nevada. And Kingman, Nevada is where Andy Beale lived as a mass murderer. And in Kingman, Nevada is where all the bodies are buried. And everybody in the town knows that he's a serial killer. And they have Trump codes all over it. And they had 5 cars with my birthday and everything else around it when I drove through there 2 years ago in order to get the power from Las Vegas that had all of us divine feminine chained up underneath Las Vegas in a residency program that was raping us and murdering us and luring all of you to Las Vegas in order to trap you into everything, sex slavery, drug hosting, fucking whatever, because your angels are all here in California and they had our consciousness grid stealing all of your energy, which is how they made celebrities in Las Vegas. But guess what? That's your divine feminine, and that's the planet. Is how you make air. Is how you survive. The planet is alive. It's Tiamat. So you had Tiamat gridded down underneath Las Vegas, and then created a bunch of hairs. I'm sorry. What is that? Medusa? Medusa? Oh, that sounds cosmic. That sounds about it. That sounds about it. Your Apaches want to go, oh, that's cosmic. Yeah. That's what scalping a bitch does. You want to scalp somebody and plant it in the ground, what do you think happened? I don't know. What was your intention? I don't know. Your intention definitely wasn't for a bunch of fine-looking women to come kick your ass, but it's exactly what happened because your intention was that evil to begin with. Now, I called the senior high school and I talked to Giovanni, so it's on record because I know Maggie won't call me back. Because the whole entire state. So I said, okay, I'm dead. So I'm just dead. Y'all realize you just killed me. You took all my domains. You did. All the domains that I'm your internet. I mean, I'm not anybody. Okay. All the domains that I had in my name that are running all your programs, they've taken, I can't even get in them. It happened all over again. It happened all over again, just like when they stole my company. I told y'all I died 7 times. I did. We did. We did. I'm proving it right now because according to Martha and Al, I'm not worthy of speaking to my son. And I'm crazy, even though I'm the one out here. Y'all don't see what I do on a daily basis out with these children, out with these people. You have no idea what I do out there. None of you have bothered to show up and care. You want to blame me? Why don't you look at my genius proof and my 60,000 pictures and all the documentation? Because I'd love to see what the military has written up about me. Because I know it's all fucking lies. I know it's all lies. Nobody bothers to come talk to any of us. They just want to read your documentation. Well, I'm sorry. I have documenters all around me that all they do is lie. And now at the end of days, they can't get out of it because they knew that they lied the whole time. And now their reality is fucking falling because it was all a lie. But the thing is, antimatter was here, and everybody has an excuse. Well, they did. They did. They did have an excuse. Now they don't have an excuse. So I'm documenting that this is what's happening because, my God, I've lived through it. This is twice. I mean, who am I? I'm just the being that took the Star Crew and came back in to get y'all out of hell in 2018 when we made it out of the Matrix the first time. But according to Anthony, he took me off his infinity list because I don't even know why. He ordered a session. I gave him a session. I told him I was going to put together a packet and some shit. Well, I kind of haven't had time to do that, Anthony, have I? Antimatter came. You think y'all, no more services. I order everything shut down. Spirituality cannot be paid for anymore. I order for every single service and every single healer to stop what they're doing right now. If I can't get paid to give you the actual true information, then there ain't no way in hell any of you are going to get paid to give them Saudi bullshit that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because what y'all are doing is just making a mess for angels, and there ain't none up there anymore, and you've seen what happens. This is the spiritual world without spirit. Fucking stop. No money for services. If you think that Christ can't give you information about what I just walked with my CavMing crew from the wolf spirit and from the white calf woman, whatever. I have all Akashic libraries down here. My team has all the connections. None of y'all have anything until you get with us. There is no money. There is no internet. We came from the future. We broke all curses. Yeah, your minds are blown. So are ours. So are ours. So are ours. Because in our world, we were told that we were here to save the world our entire goddamn existence. And then when we get here, all y'all do is kill us. And now in the end, whenever I make a Horus, understand, Rex is your Horus. Now, you want to know how I know that? You want to know how I know that? Because I'm the one who went and talked to I'm the guardian of Earth. I'm the one that explained to the deities that didn't blow up your planet the first time what happened to y'all humans, which is why I was given the keys to fix it. And it all did culminate January 19th, 2019, according to my timeline. But that's after they had already blew me out of the Matrix and I connected with all the collective and we started fucking rewriting the planets as we were supposed to do, as processional beings, because your planets are only here whenever people, humans, whatever the fuck y'all call yourselves, because you're not. We're human. This ain't human. This has nothing to do with humanity. This is due with control, Saudi etheric bullshit, and making a bunch of ants say a bunch of crap that hurts them over and over. And it would have never stopped. Because you're the one doing it. You keep doing it. All they do is give you a playhouse for you to do it. But since you keep doing the same shit keeps happening. They love it, man. And then they take our lives, and then they try to take our energy and give it back to you, Sri Lanka. Where's that president? Yeah, fuck them. You don't think I'm Christ because I'm a bitch? Excuse me. I'm the Princess of Judah. Who's the bitch? And I'm the Princess of Judah, you know why? Because I used a processional eclipse and did it the way I was supposed to, guided by the ancestors, to walk the cosmic plane, to bring this back together from the halls of Amenti, just like I've done for eons. Y'all are the characters that changed. Now y'all are the characters that are trying to tell me that I'm not. I already proved Triple Crown. You're alive. I pulled your planet. They know it. That's why you got black and whites everywhere hitting each other. Y'all need to get a grip. And what I did just order did just happen. and all those that stand with me. This is the sign. This is the sign. Mockingjay. We're using Mockingjay. When you're on the streets, whenever you know you're driving grid patterns, because you know that you're interrupting the matrix grid so that the energy can come through and activate everybody, because you're working with us, you're helping us, because we've already rewritten this. We're the Virgo flyers. Now, what's happening right now is that the sun is in Virgo. The sun's in Virgo. So what does that mean? Look, all this stuff, little bitty stuff, even right now with my son not having contact with me, I know that's going to be rectified. I still have to, this is where we're at right now, that I can't ignore what all just happened, where the sun's only at 1 degree Virgo. Sun's only at 1 degree Virgo. And the moon right now is going over the 1st degrees of Leo. Well, the 1st degrees of Leo, that's like Hangover, the wolf pack. The wolf pack, you gotta have all of them. I call it a king. Now here's it. This is really cool because I'm teaching y'all how to get your power back, because I'm helping you build crews. I am. I want you to. But stop thinking that I don't know how. And if the information I give you upsets you whenever you work with me, I bring ancient curses. I can't deal with anybody until you're clear. I'm not allowed to have you in my energy. You have curse on you. If you come into my energy to do business with me and you think you want to do business with me, but then the business don't start happening, well, why do you think I haven't started any businesses? I had to clean all of y'all of curses so I could start the new church. You took over my church. The church is the goddamn earth. You put Apache and fucking grid symbols all over it, and you told all the children. I got a bigger fucking problem. That's why we have these powers. We have these gifts. We have nothing. Why? So we can be everything. You want to learn the hard way like a super soldier? You want to say that we don't exist? You want to do 20 in SHO? If you don't know what that is, shut the fuck up and listen to how to get out of here, and then maybe you can make the parachute jump. Or if you've done it before, then do it like you did last time and get off my block so that someone can show up to get the instruction. If you know another way to do it, good, you might. Take your collective, go fucking do it. But if you're wanting to get to a new dimension from the Princess of Judah at the end of days in order to connect to a new energy, do you think a new world is just the fucking earth? You think you just wake up one morning and it's like, ah. I mean, what's wrong with y'all? I know, you've been trapped in Buddha land. You don't even know what's real anymore. Your entire generation, collective, everyone down here we made after 2018 because we made clean DNA, they got superpowers, and that's what's wrong with the world right now. Everybody has clean DNA, they have all of their gifts, and they're using and abusing them because they don't know how, and it's all happening in a big bubble, and it's about to explode. There it is. To my 2018 crew, they're gonna be like, I know that sounds impossible. I know that that's really hard to wrap my head around, but gosh darn, that makes so much sense. Because what the fuck happened? We didn't have magicians and shit down here. We didn't have sorcerers. What the fuck, balls? We didn't have covens of witches that were I mean, they might have had some shit, don't get me wrong. There's sex parties and crap going down in Hollywood. Hell yeah, hell, it was everywhere. Don't act like it's just going on in Hollywood. It's going on it's going on down the street, shit. It's going on with all your teachers, and it got crazy. It got crazy down here. Oh, you're gonna use my energy? Oh, you're gonna do this? Well, how much are you gonna give me for this? If this is my energy and I fuck you, if you eat me out, then I get this? Seriously, this is what was happening. Because everybody had powers and gifts that nobody else knew about, but it was because all of us that had been doing collective stuff up until 2018, and I don't care if you got activated a day before or if you've been doing it the whole damn time, same thing. Same thing, loud explicit. Same thing. You have a look, erase everything you know. We was trying to get down here and have full functioning bodies that had full consciousness, that were connected into an energy, that then we could manifest anything that we needed for the collective out of pure consciousness, and in a system that only allows for the most needed to culminate to produce. What's wrong with that? Why is everybody trying to kill me? I mean, according to them, I'm worth now, 175 billion before. Right now, we're only, where's Venus? 13 degrees Leo, because this is what's happening. Let me tell you what's happening with Leo. This will make sense to you. We're coming out of this wheel. The wheel's gone. That's what this is a start. That's why if you don't know astronomy, and if you don't know your energy in that wheel, because that wheel's gone. If the wheel is the basis of your framework of who you are, then you need to hurry up and create a new one, or you're going to lose your mind. Because the wheel is gone. The wheel was only there to put everybody back in the wheel to get out of the wheel. Freaking y'all don't remember this. I don't care. Doesn't it make sense? I can even tell you how the wheel was built on death and zodiac killers. You want out of the wheel. Now, there's a lesson in each of us for how you got in there. Nobody just ended up in the wheel in some rando spug or cog. I don't care who you are. Especially if you're a super soldier. That's why you met all of them. Because you's up in space getting bread to come down and take them over. You was space. You's ancient. You's a mummy. And you signed up to do it. For a reason. Well, that reason's done. And antimatter had to come and save the day, because we had to take over the computer systems because we couldn't get the monkeys to stop pushing the buttons. We had to convince and make, literally, the collective. Think about this. Think about it, because it's all gonna happen the way it needs to happen. You think that someone's making it. No. This is a collective getting a lesson. Welcome to Earth. Did y'all forget y'all's in school? Yes, you did. Okay. Well, you're in school. You're on Earth. Well, now you're on, I think, right now we're calling it Verth. Literally. Because it's not a heart, it's not an ear, it's not an EAR, and it matters. And we weren't on Earth. And they blew up Gaia. So Gaia ain't even here, because that's AIA. Well, that's why Gaia was here, to take you from AI to IA. Well, what's that? Tiamat. Okay. Well, that's what you just had gridded down under Las Vegas. That's what got blown out of China, again, to split it so that they could keep you locked down from spirit, so they could control you with what I'm telling you here. All they did, Prop 32 or whatever the fuck it is that they had to do early. They had to do it early because Cohu 32 is the basis of their mind control. If you go look at 17, whatever the fuck it is, 2023 17, takes you to Algorand. It's in my numbers. Takes you to Libra. Okay. Well, you want the rest of it? Do you want to know how to balance it and then do something with it for S Corp IO to shove it down Sagitt Taurus's face so that you can get it on a Rhycorn, so you can acquire it and become a princess? Or do you want to balance it for everybody? You want to be the balancer? You want to be the accountant? You want to balance the books for everybody? And you want to get paid to do that? Okay, then don't get pissed off when we live in a castle and you're in an apartment. Don't get pissed. It's your fucking fault. If that's what you're comfortable with, you want to do that amount of work, then that's what you get. You don't get to live in the castle and do no work for the collective. Sorry, you don't. Not now. Too many people need too much stuff. Why are you selfish? This is just it for everybody, for anybody. And look, I've had to go through layers and layers and layers of this. I'm not perfect by any goddamn means, y'all. I'm just the one that y'all activated all the way up, that then you want to accuse me of not knowing, when I'm the one who knows everything about the levels that y'all know nothing about, because I'm the one was getting murdered for it, the whole existence. And now my son, which was y'all's sons, but see, here's the problem. When I took the heat and my son took the heat, then none of it happened to y'all. So then you thought, oh, well, we'll just keep doing it to that family. Well, that family ended up being the whole goddamn world. And what you did was you did it to your own kid this time. You did it to your own mother this time. You did it to yourself this time. There wasn't anybody there to take the heat. Venus, Leo, 13 degrees. Walking into court. As Venus keeps walking to Regulus, because it's the old Regulus, this is the old Regulus. I told y'all, Regulus moved. It takes 1,000,000 years, but it did. It did in 2018. That's what created this issue. That's why me and Natty are so freaking super, because we're Regulus Virgo. Well, guess what? I'm my Venus is 3 in if I'm from Texas, like they told me I was through the existence of time, and if my chart lines up to their bullshit, then I'm a ray that goes straight from Libra in the 7th house with 6 planets, and it goes straight to Aries like a gun. Now, if you hold 6 planets in any house, then you got a bunch of empty houses somewhere else. If you've got 3 or 4 planets in any house, realize that means that on the other side, it's empty. No, it's not. It's mastered. It's why you hold 3. If I have this much air, I got 6 planets right here. It's all air in the 7th house. That's why I have to talk so much. I alchemize. Why? I have to alchemize air. Why? Because the collective won't ever give me anything. That's all I got. According to y'all, I have no name. According to y'all, I have no nothing. I'm not anything, but I was just your planet. Now I'm just your universe, literally. The ones in the entertainment industry know. They call me Queen of the Universe. They've all been trying to get to me this whole time. Y'all thought it was funny. Although y'all all know that there's a collective that was all supposed to marry celebrities. I wonder why that didn't happen. It didn't happen because you didn't support your queen, is what happened. But we were used to it. It's what happens because you don't. Not at the end of days, because you think that you're us and it's end of days. End of days in a clone war. So as we get closer to Venus at the old Regulus count, what's happening is that we're seeing what's real and what's not, and it sucks. But right now we're only at 1 degree Virgo on the sun. Now it's 1 degree Virgo. The very, very, like right here, Xenon land. Woo, it's Xenon land. It's like, see, I'm even getting sound effects from China. Literally. It's right here. It's the stuff you can't see, and it's all the magic. Oh, look. It's all the magic and stuff that everybody did that's looming, that now even, because now that it's over, there's so many that know. They do. But we just have to wait because we're ahead. We really haven't got, like at the highest dimensions, it's already been set. It just hasn't made it to y'all yet. And it's the first time that a matrix has ever been compromised and taken over, and you're coming out of a simulation all at the same time. Literally. Because it's just a repeat of last year, because we've been doing this for 4 years. And this is the 5th year for me. So everything's shifting now because there's no more planets, there's no more universes, there's no more galaxies, there's no more portals. You can't portal in through death portals. You can't kill people. Stop. You're not getting anywhere. You're just getting karma. You kill somebody, you ain't going nowhere. You're just getting karma. You rape somebody, you ain't going nowhere but to jail. You ain't and if you think that the world wasn't getting something from all of that, then you're learning the karma in some way because you ignored it. That's okay. I ignored it a really long time too. Hell, I was used to set it up. I didn't know that until I did. Do you think it made any difference that I didn't know? No. It makes no difference on Earth. If you were used for it and your energy was used for it, then there's a reason it was. Because you are made for it in some way. Some way. Because especially if you were put in the matrix, after 2, we all were. Most of y'all are still in the new matrix and you think you're in New Earth. And that's how Saudi did it. because y'all didn't have, none of y'all had the right etheric connections. There's no way. Because they disrupted, they literally disrupted the star channel. When you ascend, when your spirit ascends, now this ain't for everybody, because, and this is why I can't wait until this shit stops and we can start doing mass conference. Look, I can't even heal one of y'all at a time. I'd kill you. I'd kill y'all if I did a service right now on just one of you. And I'm not joking. My team knows it too. You'd probably black out and fucking die. If there's nobody with you there. Now, if you're supposed to get activated to the core and you know that, and you've got a team around you that is ready, and you know that you're waiting on me, the most powerful one, to blow you out of some xenon shit, or you know that he's like, it's like your last, like you've tried everything, and you know that there's a piece of you that's stuck somewhere, and you have a team around you, and you can convince me that you have a team around you that can support you for the activation. I can do a one-on-one. And it ain't even about the money, man. We just need to talk. Let's figure it, because there's a reason. We're opening up something that I have the last key. It ain't about how much you need to pay me. In fact, you probably ain't got no money. But it's even more important, because where we come from, there was no money. I mean, when you're in a cell somewhere, you don't make a deal on money. Come on, y'all. Wake up. You think the prison deals are done on money? No. They don't have money in jail. What are they trading? And I'm talking about your consciousness. I'm talking about every single one of your king lines. Every single one of your king, queens, deities, angels, fucking whatever, was in a cell somewhere, locked up, couldn't talk to each other, and y'all were getting messages through our fields being utilized to send you misinformation. Literally. Now at the same time, because this is Leo Clubhouse, we're club kids. We're just calling us that. And even club goats, because we're alchemizing it. We're club kids. The indigos, man, starseeds, we're club kids, aren't we? We're from some type of club. Right? See, for like, and what's really cool, because we're still talking about Virgo here. See, because Virgo's way down here at the bottom of the ocean. You can think of Virgo as the deepest bottom of the ocean, man. That's like, nobody wants to go down there. And the mermaid from Moo stories, which we have, I'm waiting. Y'all, we've got so much over here. I'm just waiting for the right connection to come in to tell the world about it. Y'all have no idea what I got over here. None of y'all do. It's gonna blow your damn mind. My crew knows. Y'all think that I'm not making connections because, no, I had to pull myself and evidently Olivia Newton-John, and even Free Ann Hesh and Jeff Bridges. I mean, I don't know how many people have died because they were all cooked in some way and trapped in some way. Well, that's each one of yours divine masculine, divine feminine inner child. Y'all all wanted to save the inner child. You did. You wanted to clean it. You wanted to offer services to do it. You did. What you did is create a bunch of babies in heaven that didn't have any parents. You did. You did. Because it's how powerful you are. And it's how powerful the healing is. This is why healing stops down here. No more services. Y'all need to know the full story. You got to know what you created first. Because it was done a long time ago. You created it, you did. But then you didn't reel it in. You created it and you threw it to the upper houses. Then all of a sudden our kids are getting kidnapped down here. All the parent, I'm sorry, but that's just Mary Queen of Scots and Rex James King James shit running over again. Because it's how it works whenever you are the real. If you are a real like that, then you have a character. I don't know who it is. It could be a celebrity. It could be a politician. It could be a queen. It could be King Henry. It could, I don't know. It could be Amelia Earhart. I don't know. Each one, I mean, how many people are dead that mattered? A lot. All connected into 4 lines. They go back to 1. This is the time that, I mean, everything blew up. We got all the knowledge. We got all the information. It's inside you. It's made available inside you because it was taken from you. You got to activate it. It's yours. You can't hit people in cars. It's not a vault key. There's nothing you can find out there. It doesn't exist. Nothing exists. But here's the thing. I can tell you how to open it up, and I can teach you how. Why are you trying to kill me? They want you to kill me. Why? Because I have all your keys. Then it stays locked up because you think it's a key. It's not. It's not what it is. Now, I'm the one who actually put all the keys back together in order to take the Alamo. That's why they're trying to kill me, because nobody's ever done it before. But it wasn't just me. It was the entire goddamn collective and the Indian nations and the entire earth and all the mummified people, because it's the end of days. It wasn't even me who's dealing with. I had the antimatter. I didn't know either, man. It's a trip. Like, all of our stories. I mean, and shit. I'm even talking about everyone that traveled with me. Understand. They all got out and risked everything, and they all got locked back up. I've been the one that they've been counting on to save them this whole time, for them risking their neck to come out and help me. I don't leave a man behind. Never. But then that's why I know so much, and that's why I've been gone so long. So don't you dare fucking blame me for nothing. And I'm not taking it, because I walked your shadows, because all of you threw it up to a bunch of fucking prison men, and then you had babies getting raped, sold, pedophile, Epstein. All that fucking happened because a collective of healers was healing a divine masculine, a divine child that had been done by processional equinox beings from 2017 at the Masters. But then when we did it, everyone just decided, we'll just sell Christ. We'll just sell Venus. Oh, there's your Egyptian queen. Everyone's connected into her. Let's make her a pyramid and a fucking time clock. Let's call her Giza. Let's call her Isis. Let's just call her sister, Sissy. And then we'll have a terrorist attack, fuck up her name, and then she can't even claim that. No, they used sissy energy. You know why? Because we're gonna prove this year. Because Virgos can keep going, Venus keeping going, Mars just got all his lights turned on in HYADES. You're fixing to step. Mars is gonna step into hell for the first time, and he's gonna be like, what the fuck? All the lights are on. All the lights are on in Gemini 3 to 5. Gemini's out of there. What are you talking about? The wheel's gone. Wheel's gone. Wheel's blowing up. Like I told you. We're hooking back in up to Cancer just to hit these Judah, to get the connections that are supposed to be for how the Earth needs to be right now, to get the Cancer back to Capricorn, because we're flipping. I'm going to do some little moves maybe and kind of show you. That's why I was standing up in the beginning, I thought. Because the physics, I'm talking about the physics. Because the physics is associated to all the collective coming out of these nets, that you can call it the work of Judah. You really can't. Like one big spell. Well, the spell also puts you in a matrix for a long time and puts you in cryo so that you'd survive basically out in space until we could get y'all to a fucking planet. And now we're here, so you can't blow shit up, nothing, no more. And you were cryoed, so just this, this is just the easiest story to fucking go with in your mind. Use on cryo. Did Judah have the right to do that to you? I don't know. Did Sirius have the right to do that to you? Well, they did whenever it got mined all the way to Sirius and they were coming for our brain. Cosmic calls take how long to get down here? They're still trying to decipher them. Y'all are fucking funny. NASA, it'll take NASA 100 years to figure out what we just did, or you could come ask us and we could show you. But I did call Lady Rocket, the one who's supposedly your big Lady Rocket, who's supposed to know everything, who's supposed to like be connected with Elon and all that. Well, I've talked to her 3 times now, and she won't even call me back. But when I told her that they blew me out of a rocket, and that's why the satellite was floating in subspace, and I did everything I can to protect the Earth from it, as I was rewriting the DNA in the blood. She told me that she was seeing the visions in her head and she knew that I was telling the truth, but the bitch didn't even bother to call me back. And now all of a sudden my son's gone. And Martha says, I don't even deserve to see him. Her family line's the one who had me in Remnant Latter-day Saints and had Rex in a number 8 Lamb Dallas Cowboy jersey on Super Bowl when I took him to Union Bear. But then again, according to Saudi, I sold my son to the devil because I took him to Disneyland. That's how I saved all your children from Disneyland hell. And I did. That's where they were. I saved every soul down here of every child. That's why I know. I don't, whatever to all of y'all. For real. We have the souls of the children. It's what it was all for. We have the souls of the children. We know that we're going to make it. We got what we needed in this dimension in order to solidify and put all the lines back together to bring everything back how it's supposed to be, to start new. And we are. Realize that in most times we are, you'd call us fairies, or maybe we were the weird people in the woods that no one really understood. You're Puritans even. I mean, even Rasmussen and Rasputin and all that bullshit, he had a touch of this, but I mean, my God, my teams brought back together the 4 princesses and put that into your timelines. Y'all didn't know anything about it. That's why the princess thing in is all gold. They had to do it that way because it's made of gold. But we put that back in since 2018. Y'all didn't know anything about the 4 princesses. Give me a break. We put that back in there. Maria Orsic, y'all didn't know shit about her either. We wrote it back in. We had to. It's missing. We actually wrote it back in because we lived it. And then we lived it because we had to put it back together because we had all of your original Akashic libraries because we didn't get cryoed. Use to sleep for 200 or 300 years. Use to sleep for 10, 20,000 years. Bad. Sorry. Y'all kept trying to kill us. That's okay. It really is. This is queen bee shit. It's how it works. If you go look up what a virgin queen bee does and then see, this is how I don't hate you. I mean, trust me, I've had to learn how to not hate all of you. That's why I was the guardian of the human race. I'm the one who put you back together. If you watch the 100, you'd call me Becca Pry. Now, me and Natalie, when we talked about this last night, we kind of are. We're like the Pry sisters, but the pyramid. Pry. P-R-Y-A. You don't walk out of a pyramid. Pyramid becomes your dress. And then you walk to the other pyramid to open up your sister. And then you become a mountain. Then you open up your other sister in a network of queens from the Valley of Kings. And then you connect the Nile to get your blue bud black. And boom, 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 there's a party somewhere. That's how it works. Then all of a sudden you get thrown into Uluru and you're in a bloodline. But there's a weird blue monkey guarding it. But then you find out that thousands and thousands of Aborigines have died in that mountain because that door was shut and it shouldn't have been. But in my reality, man, I was a princess in that etheric and I was pissed off. I should have walked through that door. It was what the fuck? Why was it closed? In my etherics, when I had to go through Uluru, there's a big fucking blue monkey over there. I was like, what the fuck? Who are you? I don't remember the light language. Let me try to recall. Open the fucking door. And it did. And as soon as it did, I was swimming like I was in a river on a bloodline. Funny thing is, Bo Hayes had me on a river in the Guadalupe fucking with all of us. If they put you on a river ever, if you had an experience on a river, write down you're from the Girl Collective. And we got a book coming for you. Because we got our own little special breed of shit in the etherics. See, the men were trained. The women were lied to. So Girl Collective, we got a training So one of those is, did you have an experience on a river? Because you're in the girl collective for sure, but you're you're not only in the girl collective. The girl collective was made to control you, and then you became in the girl collective because you were the one that they were controlling. There's two different units on the GC. I'm sorry, Galactic Command. Corey Good. See, there's one. You can't think that women are men and men aren't women. You better just flip it. If you're in the girl collective, if you're the Z, you're the man. You are. Stop yelling at the men. You're yelling at yourself. Gets tricky at the girl collective. This is the part that y'all want to say doesn't exist, but we got a whole unit of them. And now it's coming apart, you know. Even a year ago, 3 girls almost got abducted. We saw it yesterday. We see what we need to see when we need to see it. And they were trapped in the Wynn Hotel. Funny thing, I was in the Wynn Hotel with Ari Carlos when they were setting this up. And then they sent me to Nuclear. And my tooth exploded in my mouth and I almost died. Which is why Fernando came from the moon, literally, in the Dragon. NASA, we landed it. We landed the NASA Dragon at the same time on an Arizona highway that NASA was landing it. Fernando had the most powerful Reiki on the planet, but he also was connected to the whole entire Gen line that was sourcing our power. And then Fernando got cut from me. I ordered Fernando back. Fernando and all of my team, I command that they are all let go from whatever etheric guard and prison that is around them on any Leo count by order of the Ottoman Empire. And if they are not fucking released, then I will personally take down the net for the entire fucking collective, soul contract or not. See, because there is an etheric. I'm an angel. Like, you can't just come down here and free everybody. Y'all made decisions. Y'all got soul lineage. You all have shit you have to learn. The problem is y'all's getting saved. You didn't know who's saving you. You didn't know who was battling your demons. And then you didn't want to believe that there were demons at all. And then whenever we came and said, yo, we're your vampire killers, we're your demon slayers, y'all was like, okay, cool, we'll make you a cartoon character and now it's your job. And then y'all became stupid and you became illiterate because you got rid of your shadow and your shadow was your power. And then you gave us all your power, but it just made a huge shadow. And then you called us angels and then you demanded that we help you all the time. Literally. Like me and Natty were just talking about this. Because we're trying to figure out how to explain. See, we're still walking through it. Because we're just now showed up in the royal house. Well, I'm the Princess of Judah. I mean, my progress chart fucking proves it. I wrote it and I became it. That's why I called myself a chastity belt. That's why I called myself Chastia. I didn't call myself ASAP. I didn't call myself Puff Daddy to make you smoke. No, I became your body cavity to save your life. And they laughed at me. Because I used every single thing that they used. They made you movies. They made you canned water. They made you Tom Hanks you. That's what you say when you say thank you, by the way. So so alchemize it because it's funny. Whenever I don't say thank you, just say Tom Hanks you. Tom hates you. Uncle Tom, like it all came from the Toms. Oh my God. GC world, GC girls. Fucking A. Toms. Do you have Toms? You definitely have a Steve. Now, whether or not it's a Stefan or a Steven with a PH or a Steven with a V is a variant on what level you on. And if you went from a V to a PH to a Stephanie or a Ani or an Annie or, I mean, then all you did was, you progressed up to 3 layers. Now you should be done with it and you know what I'm talking about. Now, the Stevens were connected into every single marriage that was down here since the original times, even the ones you're in right now. Because all your marriages were bound under a set of false identities and queen sell-offs that never should have been owned by different countries. But since the beginning of the time, all y'all's marriages have been used to make this bullshit. Because that's what they set up the intention for, and no one ever undid it. Well, we're undoing it now. We broke all the curses to allow you to do it. But it wasn't just a fucking freedom that was just your fucking right from the beginning. And so since nobody knows that, then it's deleted. None of y'all are married to anybody. I mean, no, there is no marriage contract. There is no contract down here that is valid right now in writing. None. Number one, all of it was stolen by data and infiltrated. Every single one of your signatures was stolen. I'm a conscious human. That's what they did. Signet. Are you kidding? We were spiders. GC, if you're in the lake, if you're Lady of the Water, well then you know what I'm talking about. Because Scarlett Johansson would be one of your sisters, but I'm ready to tell you the story about her mother and how she ended up making the pigs die. Because I've already found my sister, and then I've already been the woman that was held down to make the pig, then became the daughter that was totally controlled in order to be the pig that was controlled by all the Russian spies that were all over the fucking world, that on our 4 lines, that were doing Nikki, Shelly, Sam, freaking mind fucking every single one of us to create super soldier arc templates for your now Magog moment. And that's what's linked into Epstein and what they had written for all y'all's lives. It wasn't going to matter what happened before. All it mattered is what they wrote on you. That's why Spirit stepped in. That's why this is divine law. You think that people aren't down here able to communicate with you, and then whenever we show up, you think that it's not possible because you think whatever. Well, fuck all y'all. Because we proved it. I've been saying it. I'm your last living princess. I'm the one that escaped from whatever Zedekiah, rah, 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 rah. You's never looking for a boy in this dimension. You's always looking for a girl that military always had. And they still used us to try to make the Kentucky shooting. Your military, your Marines set that up. All these wrecks that are going on around here, Marines. If we would have gone to the VFW where they sent us, it would have happened again. Yesterday, we went by Knott's Farms. We had to undo all of that. Well, Knott's Farms, me and Rex were there. We couldn't get in. 3 days later, shooting. We were on the pier over in Redondo. After he left, 3 days later, shooting. We have to go clear this now. Yesterday, me and Natty, man, we're just trying to drive around. Now our tech takes us to your front door, like I told you, man. We could go to the store and we might be gone 2 fucking hours running grids all over LA. It's not going to be allowed. We don't even know what we're doing. We don't even know why we're there. But then there's 20 fucking wrecks and black and white cars everywhere because the whole town is run by Magog. California is run by the demi-rats. I'm sorry, demi-rats. I mean, literally. We undid transcendence. We undid transcendence last night. And basically, transcendence is art and dancing in your mind, fucking literally. And it's a trip. Art and setting the scene, basically. So they're going up into demigod mode. That's what meditate is. Meditate is demi-tate. It's a demi state. So meditate is going into the archangel demigod state and then working a bunch of angles. That's all it is. But you're not in it. But you're not in it. You're meditating about it. You just went and created it, and then you throw it up to super soldiers to do, and then you get pissed whenever we come tell you shit. But all you did was create a bunch of bullshit for us to deal with. And now you don't have any power to create it. It's being shut down. I don't know. You just can't. It's hurting everybody. We're usually out in the middle of the woods, and all y'all's trying to kill us, and all we're trying to do is do what we do right now, because we know why we're here. We're here to clean the blood. We're here to reset the scene. We're Essenes. We're druids. We are your sun people, your star people. This is the culmination of all of it. In the very beginning, everything that happened in your history happened next. If we didn't pull this off, and that was your history. Well, this time we did pull it off. And so you're going to shut up and sit down until you remember your star being training. Ants and bees, you get to 8 years old. Ants and bees is where you... Where I'm from, I'm 4 years old. And this is how smart I am. And I'm your original human. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should be this smart at 4. I'm saying that there's a bunch like me that are. But we got all your brains. Our problem is, why are y'all 40 and stupid? See, there's an imbalance. It needed to be fixed. But now, this level of knowledge is here. It can't go away. It's here. Once it's here, then it can be used good. It can be used bad. This is why this blew up the world, because you can't activate people from the future. Bring energy from the future. Steal it from what you call the future, from future, probably, that black dude. And who's in Brad Pitt? Y'all order whatever entity that is in Brad Pitt to get out of that man, please. And back Angelina Jolie on her FBI thing, because I command that if my collective backs Angelina Jolie, that then she'll back me to show how they did this and set her family up on a void. Because this is why Walker's dead. This is why Austin. I mean, look, understand they set Voight up too, but he was a good fella. Go look at the stories that he wrote. He's like me. He's a writer. Gia, please. That was my company. I wasn't on heroin. I never did heroin in my goddamn life. I've never tried heroin. Never have touched it. I know nothing about heroin. I was just a little girl getting migraines because I was in another realm and they were siphoning my memories in order to fucking get Antarian military stuff, because I had all the commander's information. Every war that was ever fought was from, and every plot and every land graph. GIS, are you kidding me? I had all of it in my body. They stole it all but 0.025%. Sawed me in half. When I was little, that's the migraines. The migraines were so bad. That's why I got put into the chamber. Why? Because they was getting all and sucking the information out of me to hurt y'all. That's why I took pain medicine. I took pain medicine because I was in so much pain I couldn't even fucking function. Everybody blamed me for being sick all the time. Everybody blamed me for being sick. Well, nobody was nice to me when I was sick. I was always getting blamed for being sick. Now everybody around me was getting raped. Everybody around me was getting pregnant. Well, they was getting coddled for that. But guess what? That was happening to me too, but nobody knew it was happening to me. Nobody knew. Nobody cared. Nobody asked. My parents sure as hell wouldn't tell anybody. They worked for the government. Obviously. They just did it again. What consciousness jumped in my son? See, January 6th, I had 3 jump in my mind. I know what it's like to have my body taken over. I know what it's like to have to fight for my DNA. I know what it's like to have it all projected on me. As your main GC, I'm your main spider. I'm your original Russian doll. But that was just made from an Anastasia. Everybody wants to think that, the 80s part, I'm sorry, I was supposed to go to Russia when I was 13 years old. If you would have allowed me, none of this stuff would have happened because Russia would have actually manifested. But see, Russia didn't manifest because I never went. And now Putin's in a lot of trouble. But see, we didn't go to Austin either, because it's a setup. We didn't go to Austin to close this stupid bullshit they set on us. That's why Dallas and Austin are flooding. And look, we don't even know. All we know is that in the end, no one this is how it ended. It is how it started. But Judah hasn't made it back to the house yet. We just all met on the battlefields. We're in Virgo. Sun in Virgo. The very bottom, the very top. Yeah, so all of us, I don't care who you are. It's all coming from the inside now. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're activated or not. Your DNA is fucking changing. You are no longer ABO. Because your air and atmosphere doesn't even produce a charge to allow you to exist in it. You would fall off the planet. You'd have no gravity. And I'm being serious. There's no wheel. You think there is. You think that your body is disassociated from everybody else. You think what? I don't know. That's the problem. Nobody knows the real truth about anything down here. Except for those of us who walked it, and then we don't even know the old stories. We just know what we know to be the truth. But we're going to have it on every single dimension. We have all the keys. Nobody's even bothered to interview me. I hold all Akashic libraries. We can dive into anything. Nobody has even wanted to interview me. I can't do it by myself. When the interview comes in, then the intention, whatever that is, if it allows me to do it, when I do the first interview, we're going to find out a whole bunch of stuff. It matters who's around me. I don't know. Send the military guys. Send the president. What do you want to find out? He's going to have to tell me the truth. They can't lie to us. And oh my God, if you get me and Natty on the stage with our CavMing crew there, oh shit. Like, they literally cannot lie to us. We don't have to be mean. Let's get the answers. Let's get an astronomist up there. Let's get the most famous architect up there. Because let's find out. They know the good shit too. But they also know where it went wrong. Like, and we're going to be able to tell them the connection on every single dimension, all the way down to your matrix, where all of y'all saw it go wrong. Because we've lived it on every dimension, all the way up to 55. I have. And then to sub-zero, and then back again. Over and over. You're never going to outdo me in space. I am your space captain. Just fucking get used to it. They came into my world. Y'all came into my world now, not the other way around. Luckily, that's what everybody just needs to get right now. I birthed this realm. I birthed it with the entire collective. I birthed it as the Queen of Judah the way I was supposed to do when nobody else ascended through this 0 point time. Approving quantum physics and spirit, and the collective did this. Y'all created me. Thing is, you created me. You let them saw me up. You let them experiment on me. You wanted more healing. You wanted this and this from all the wrong things. And then your Christ became what? A living experiment, dead Marilyn Monroe baby that nobody ever knew about, that was made from blue shit that everybody wanted to say wasn't here but was killing everybody. And still, Natty just told me a story today. Right, it was Angelina Jolie. It's why she's upset. This FBI thing, they were on a plane. They had all of them on a plane. They had, I'm sure, paid for by management. I'm sure on the date, Angelina, what is the date? Because we need to look at the astronomy of the date. They had you on that plane on a specific date so that you could be in the air, and they had Rex in the air on CERN, and I'm sure it lined up because Pitt and Angie and all them, I mean, realize Angelina helped me get out of the Oasis. She ended up being locked in the Oasis for 13 years as your maid, and I'm not even kidding you. Madonna, too. But the problem was that the government had given him so much power linked into your DNA because y'all didn't know it. So then, literally, because everybody was just trying to free their damn soul. Literally. And then dealing with the Crescent Moon tribe of wolves down here that are linked to the Puritans that are truly your pure brothers. And shit, they can only appear down here every, I don't know, I'm here in 4 years. And only for a few days. And then they're gone. You're stepping into other people's bodies for a minute. Your super soldiers know that. Your GC girls know that. Or now that makes a lot of sense. Now that makes a lot of sense, and you know, oh shit, I need to listen to more of what she says about GC because that makes sense to me. Here's your rays. Remember your rays. And look, the more that y'all come and help us get this stuff together, the faster. I mean, I'm doing what I need to right now for the collective because I've got to do this to get this information out. Me and Natty have on our list to work and finalize this coloring book today, but I'm sorry, I just found out that this happened to my son and he's locked in. We're here trying to fix all this stuff for everybody and, you know, the coloring book and getting money. So now if there is anybody on here that would like to give us a little donation, then I will put in the description Natty's, because I don't have Cash App. They stole it. This was all about reclaiming, because Sutton and AB Negative and those of y'all who set me up with Clear Blue Jay and all that Elaine shit that ended up in Hermosa, and Esther Bowman and all of you who claim to be the queen of the Jews with your red hats and white hats and whatever the fuck, and including all you Apache women who bowed down to your men and sucked their dick and allowed to kill your sisters and your mothers while you have been comfortably getting taken care of on our energy. Your world is falling apart today. And tomorrow is the dance-off. Because we're stepping through it. That's what's happening. We're having to do it. Virgo is in Virgo. The sun coming in Virgo. We're at 3 degrees Virgo, which is where my Venus is, which is where Natty's AC is, which is why we were always here to bring you to Regulus at Virgo. Virgo is only energy of Earth. It's not a man. I'm named down here, but you call me SpaceX, you call me Tesla, you call me Disney, you call me Air, you call me Kia. Me and Natty are your Kia cars. You call us Hansel and Gretel, you call us Tech, you call me C#, you call me C codes, you call me Java, you call me Pools, you call me Pussy, you call me, oh, well, if you do my name in Japanese, it literally comes up all lips, all tongues, all lipstick. Every emoji that has to do with giving love or receiving any words from your mouth, because I am Libra, I am Isis, I'm Iris, I'm the real deity, I am CLEO, I had the CLEO codes, I opened up the Ottoman gate, I'm the one who brought you bit, not Japanese, but a super soldier team hired by Trump and a Constellation Web Masonic apron that likes to drop their phones into pools and try to disrupt the final connection to the human race so that they can control it in gates or use our men to make us do it too. Because, like, Jason Momoa, I know he got fucking gat like a motherfucker, you know? Like, I know that months ago, I was crying because I was mad at him because I was having to do this to him. But it don't matter if I ever meet the fucker or not. If there's a part of him that's attached to me that's got gat and I'm getting out of soul contract somewhere and there's someone in the drawer next to me, I'm gonna pull that motherfucker out. Are you gonna leave him there? If you knew that it took 20,000 years to get out of a hole and you saw what happened to you and you knew, no matter what all y'all fuckers think, I really don't care. That's what, I mean, you're on my world. You came into my bubble. Now, I'm not talking about this channel. I'm talking about if you're breathing right now. If you're breathing right now, you're in my fucking world. And we know everything about your world. Everything. Everything. We ain't letting none of that shit in here. No fucking way. You can't get in either. Not until you see how they's using you. Number one, we got to use your parts in order to make this thing float if we're going to bring in your 50 million attached to you. If you're on my channel right now, you have at least 50 million attached to you. At least. They've been following your every move. They do exactly everything you do. What are you doing? They do everything you do. You're their leader. I mean, it's how I've had to live my life from the get, but I am your royal princess, so I'm here to tell you this now so that you can get your shit together, because what are you doing on a daily basis? If you're going to your job, then so are they. If you're blaming me, so are they. If you think there's light and dark, so do they. If you go to the doctor, so will they. You want to be a queen, you said you were. Now you are. Now you've got the baggage of it. Now everybody's following you. Now, you can't move, can you? You can't move because they're doing the same thing you are. Now you've got the whole clock ticking the same direction. You're wanting to go the other direction. You know how hard it is to move the traffic? See, in LA, we move traffic. Now I don't even have to move my hands. I just do it to freak everybody out. Whenever I'm feeling an attack. Now, because the commander's gone, the antimatter's gone, I've already re-webbed this bitch. Really, Texas is right underneath California. I've walked it through the Stargate. Texas is Mexico. It is now. They're trying to get you to believe it isn't, but I just repulled your land, and there ain't no fucking way that no Bushies are going to say that they own my fucking state ever again. And this yellow rose just became a goddamn Hawaiian lei. But they did it because they strung us together like Russian dolls all the way to Mauna Kea. Because whenever you go into Uluru and you start floating in a web, so back to my GCs, because you're inside the blood of the earth, but, you know, most of y'all don't even think that's real. But this all happened before 11/11/2018, but there were some beings, one in Australia and one in I said Miami, so she might have really been in Miami trying to tell me she was in Maui. Her name was Caroline Chaborsky, and she's got a serious problem. Because there was a whole group of them that would come down here that were AB negatives, and they knew that the negative was the shadow. And then what they would do, so they didn't have to be the crazy one, to actually connect your heavens and to do the work that gets yelled at and that y'all do to me, then they just zap the shadow out of them, and then they make a dark ladder and a white ladder. Well, that created a major fucking issue, Caroline. For the entire human race for 40 million years. Because your shadow is your power. How do you think Natty and I and the princesses from the future became your air, your trees, your fencing, your computers, your cars that you're driving right now, including, Toyota. Right now I'm saying Kia, shut down. If you're not going to tell the truth, and if you're not going to tell everybody that my technology is what powered all the electronic cars going back from BMW that came over in the United States, then I command every car dealer to shut down, especially in Motor City. Shut them down. You can't use human consciousness and experiment on Billy Joe's baby anymore. And steal 20 million of them from a Magog, or run over Matthew when he goes to a party in order to hit a portal so you can get on a prison planet to get a bitch to fucking fix some shit. That's what they were doing. As we go to Regulus, this is more and more getting proved. As we get to 25 degrees in Venus, then you're going to have a really good idea of who is the true down here. So just realize that. Realize that we're all on a ship right now. We're from all over dimensions. We've made it on this ship. We're all looking at each other. And even y'all, because each one of y'all are having to decipher the ones around you. It's not a judgment thing. It's not. It's not a good or bad thing. Everybody's where they need to be. But everybody really needs to realize where they are. Because the only way to fix 50 million that are attached to you, because they're still doing all this crazy, y'all have to realize we're getting no support. We're getting none. In the physical. None. We're still in California. California is said to be owned by Saudi. They haven't shut off anything. They haven't named anything. They're still trying to run the bullshit. No support at all. I have note written on the car that says to the neighbors, we're the star people. There was chaos here. It's because you're on a Tesla Disney grid. This is no normal time. We were surprised too. We're healers. We're here visiting because it's a house of healers. If you've been ill, you should start feeling better. If you're not, let us know. We can help. And see, these are the type of times we're in. If you have the information, you're supposed to tell people because you know it for a reason. If you're an angel and you're not telling people, it's why you're sick and it's why you have karma, because you're not doing your angel job and you got your ass kicked for not doing your job. You got your ass kicked for being worried what anybody thought, or being accused, or being selfish and seeing how I get my ass kicked and then not wanting to do it, because that's, I mean, literally, if you go look it up, we undid it from here because the King family was set up, the donor family, the White Wolf. The wolves were made from Russian training concentration camps from Germany. Your superheroes that are in DC Comics and Avengers are truly have these powers. We were made in off-world time travel. Because the bubble was sealed. They were able to control the energy. But now we're trapped in it still. And our powers are immense. 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 You're waking up from cryo into a world that reacts with every single emotion, every single word you say. Prince. The energy on where you are now is not where you were before. If you throw a laser, it's gonna come back and hit you. I personally, myself, have sawed myself up on accident and fucking had to deal with it for doing it. Don't do it. If it's a construct or an org or an alphabet, sound it out. If you are having to deal with something, realize you're not creating it. If it comes up in your world or somebody gives you bad news, if you ignore it, you're fucked. You're fucked. It's coming to you because under the work that Judah did for you and all the lines of Judah that have died for you and been sawed up for you and been mummified for you and that have been trapped in these different etheric layers in order to guide you, to get you out, are no longer there anymore. All that's left in those is the inside ability to read. And if you ain't got it, and if a 50 million are attached to you, then you're the fucking problem. You're the damn. You're the madam. You're Madonna. You became their donor. They just all jumped on you and said, all right, free ride. We're used to that too. Oh my God, Sissy got a bug. Sissy got a June bug or something. He's crawling. Well, maybe, see, it's part of it. This is where they are right now. Sissy's the cat. The white kitty. She must have, I don't even know what that is. What kind of bug is that? So anyway, please understand that the physics that you're dealing with are blood physics. It's RNA and DNA. It's magnetic and prismic because you're in a bubble. So it's like a magnetized prism. If you're a masculine, and this is, I'm so grateful for I want to say right now, for Natalie CavMing, who was Catherine Collins, and for Natty, which was Natalie Fraley from the Fraley line. And of course, I've talked about D. King from the King line, but her and I had more like, because we were the spirit of the white calf, spirit of the white wolf that found each other, and she's getting a lot of the masculine energy now that y'all's lines need from the wolf mother that you didn't have before, that it became an AI mom. So, in my world, the family's changing, but we're allowing each other to change because it's needed for the collective. We're queens. And we also know and also realize that The quicker that you jump into your role and take the role, the faster you get out of it now. Because understand that for all of us who had blue blood, who were hidden, that are your power, who are the true royals, our intention was never to stay royal. Our intention was always to give everybody the gifts and the DNA and RNA that we had, in order for everyone to be able to be responsible and to clear their own energy so that you could manifest truly. But understand that across history, that was impossible because of the Aryan space that we were in, and that all royal lines were here for a reason, in order to hold such history, RNA and DNA for these times, so that when merging of spheres happen. So even if royal lines and names were changed and sold off, no, it don't matter. The word was blown up. Right now you're proving if you're a true queen or not, or king, or if you're a true prophet, or if you're a true deity, or if you're a true whatever. If you revert to the past, you're going to lose your holding. Whatever situation comes around you, whatever you see it, I don't care. You're seeing it. It's coming up because you need to see it. Now, don't ignore it. Have compassion to it. Do not blame anybody. Why is it happening? In your mind, start thinking about it. That's all you need to do, because you're attached to the Queen King network. That's all you got to do. Don't blame nobody. Look at the sides. Take out the characters. Put them in Disney casting. Why is Goofy fighting with Donald? Tomorrow there's a dance-off. Donald Duck and Goofy are about to have a dance-off. I don't even know what that means, but we're writing it. I really think they need to have a dance-off. I want to see Trump. And I want to see him go back to Putin. And I want to see Putin go on his horse and his mace and on his Mason horse with his shirtless. I think, oh shit, that might be the mimic with the guy who drove up in Oklahoma to the military base with the boat on the back. See, there's super soldiers jumping in people's bodies. There's angels jumping in people's bodies right now. The police know it. And then they're making up false charges and they're trying to arrest him. I know, because I myself was in LA County jail, like when the antimatter was here. The commanders got me out, dude. I don't even know. Don't ask me. It's what I'm telling you. I had the antimatter. I lived it. I remember everything. We know how, I mean, we're multidimensional beings. We're attached to all of you. We're going to get every single, our soul cannot be locked up. So if our soul was locked up, our soul will escape. If the spirit of my soul is under LA County, and then you put somebody in there with the intention to trap my soul will jump into somebody with the DNA count, will help them escape, will get me to whomever I need to jump from there, and then will allow you to come pick them up again. And that's exactly what happened. You can't win with us. It's divine. You want to call me crazy? Fucking fine. All I know is when Ann Hesh got heshed, I told my family when Natty and I had to leave to go to Huntington, because this shit was gridded down in Huntington. I told you, Saudi thinks they run the world. Joseph, the one who sentenced me to death all these times, sent me a goodbye love letter. And he's the one who told me he knows everyone in California. And he did. He kicked my ass about 20,000 years up and down here. But that's how I became a fucking mermaid with Olivia Newton-John underneath some trees, underneath Bank of America, on top of a Hyatt, Marriott, Radisson filling station. On Arcturus that I created. When I got sent to Joshua Tree, because I'm y'all's Latter-day Saints, I'm working with all of them. I set up the network. You're talking to the one who set up the angel network in Egypt. Meaning, as your consciousness then. to all y'all. Tiamat, I don't care who the hell you were walking in a skin. You were in this bubble then. And it was set up to fix this one. Why do you think Isis had, and all of us that have that Isis energy, well, Girl Collective. All of us dancing and stripping in the 80s and 90s, especially before the industry went dark, Girl Collective. All what you'd consider your whores or whatever in the Western times, in the frontier, that actually ran your towns, Girl Collective. Those were set up from the goddess houses in Egypt. Las Vegas, run by the Girl Collective now. Goodfellas gone.